Hey guys, how are you? I have a question for you. Is it often where you find yourself struggling to keep a family routine and maybe keeping your child with autism and your sibling on the same page? One of the things that a lot of families struggle with is not only the behavior management of their child with autism, but how to keep the family united and how to keep everyone working together. So today I'm going to bring a friend on the show. He's amazing. He's the founder and the director of Direct Care Pro, a friend of mine from Arizona. He teaches the Reach Child Management Program, John O'Neill, to give some tips about how to use schedules and routines to keep everyone on the same page and your family working together. So, John, thanks so much for jumping on here today and sharing with my audience.
Okay. So I just wanted to reach out to your people and just let them know to number one, stay strong. And sometimes when in our frustrations, we want to rely on a schedule, and it helps us manage the time. It helps us to also put our kids on a regular routine. And quite honestly, a lot of times kids, when things are changing or when things are unexpected, they feel a little bit of instability. And oftentimes when I work with parents and we really outline what a daily routine looks like, it helps not only the parent to have some of that guesswork, because we all know as parents, when we're dealing with kids throughout the day, most of my frustrated times are when I don't know what's going on, or when I have to be creative, or when I have to think about what's going on. And I found that the children that we're dealing with, they feel the same instability as we do. They understand what we're going through. They feel some of the things that we're dealing with throughout the day. And so in order to help them and help ourselves manage their behaviors, manage the daily routine, and just manage some of that downtime, a daily routine, a structured schedule. The other benefit that I found is that the kids feel a little sense of control when children know that every day at this time, every afternoon this is happening, every evening this is happening. They have a little bit of a sense of control, and there's a lot of benefits to that to everybody.
Awesome. So, can you give us an example? Now, I know you are the father of four children. So, what does your family routine look like?
Number one, I'm a fairly rigid type of guy, so routines are a little bit easy for me, but it's not easy for everybody, But I try to really schedule out the day. Number one, we need to schedule times for ourselves. So many times we'll start the day with a little bit, 20, even 25 minutes to ourselves before the kids are entering into the daily routine. We got to get our mind state right, and so we start the day with a little bit of time to ourselves so we could gather our thoughts, and so we could also look and project what's going on. Where do we need to be? What appointments are for today? What time do we need to leave for those appointments? What time do we need to start getting ready? All the things throughout the day comes with pre-planning and spending a little bit of time with yourself. So I usually grab a cup of coffee and spend some time with myself in the morning, understanding what's going on throughout the day and where I got to go and what we need to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I
From
do
there,
the same thing. I start every morning. I've had my coffee this morning. I already drank it, but I start off my morning with my coffee. And even if you don't have kids, like knowing what you have to do, I have friends that will just wake up and say like, well, what am I going to do today? And I'm like, no, well, like I always plan my night the night before. And, we share the same mentor, Susan Sly, and she taught us to plan our date the night before. So every day before I go to bed, I'm like, what needs to get done? What does my schedule look like? What's most important for me to accomplish? I think having that structure and having that routine, and I'm not a parent, but one of the things that all of my friends talk about who do have kids, and it's interesting because being someone who's not a parent, but getting to objectively look at even just how my friends deal with their behavior management of their children, all of my friends who wake up before their children, they are always like organized and they're always like happy and they're feeling less stressed. Not always, no one's always happy, but they're like not the ones that are complaining to me like, I can't believe what happened today. And I don't, it's like there's so much ease that just comes with even just having time to plan and having that organization put in place.
Exactly. I agree 100%. So let's all start our day with some of that preparation. Okay. And then really, you don't have to get too into, it's not minute by minute, but you just have blocks of times when you understand what's going on. Breakfast time is always going to be at a certain time. If they go to school or don't go to school, if they're home with you throughout the day, you really have to have an intentional blocks of times and things that you're doing. Whether it be, I try to be honest with you, I even try to schedule appointments. If I have doctor's appointments and I'm scheduling them out, I try to have it in the same block of time all the time, if I can, when we're scheduling it out. So whether it be appointments throughout the day, or whether it be nap time, whether it be lunch time, whether it be homework time for the other kids. Many of us deal with kids in multiple ages and schools and things like that. So when they come home, I want to have, for example, snack. When kids first come in the door, they want snack. They're hungry. We've all been hungry when we first get home from school. It's not homework time. I have parents who the kids just work 7 hours throughout the day, and they want to hammer homework as soon as they walk through the door. No, let them download, talk to them. Let's see what's going on, right? And so even with your autistic child, they want to know what's going when. All of us have a mental a time clock in the way our cycles and things process within our minds. And so when we get on a routine, all of us have felt, when I've had a job that's been early in the morning, I've not even needed an alarm clock. Why? Because you feel yourself just waking up, barring being, up too late or something like that. That clock in your mind will let you know, hey, it's about time to get up. And so a lot of times when we get our children on a standard daily routine, every day, the same thing, every day. Of course, there's going to be times when we have to variate, there's variations or something pops up. But in general, what's happening. I ask people to be 2 steps ahead, because anytime that I've been in a frustrated or a crisis situation, anytime I've had a triggered child, or anytime that things have just gone helter-skelter, I realized it wasn't because I was 2 steps ahead. Okay, it wasn't because I already had the jackets in the car, or I already had things ready, or I already had snack prepared because we're going to be gone for a couple hours. So preparation, routine, the same thing, and again, the benefits are that it allows me to be a little bit more relaxed because I know what's coming up, and even more, it allows my autistic child, to get into that mental time clock, that mental routine and things that they know are coming all the time.
Awesome. So if someone wanted to learn a little bit more about how to reach out to your program if they're local to Arizona, and thank you for sharing this advice with us, how would they be able to do that?
Sure. Locally in Arizona, they can certainly reach out to me, but nationally, anywhere, they can reach out to me at www.directcarepro.com. My information is on there. They can send me an email at joneil@directcarepro.com. And I hear people call, and I'm on Facebook, social media, everywhere, Direct Care Pro. And so I get a lot of people who just want to ask certain questions or just want to get another advice. We got to do this as a team. We need support in all the things that we're doing. None of us should feel like we're alone. And so connecting with people like you who are connecting everybody. We need a network. It takes a village. That's the old school saying, right? And so it doesn't matter if we're a virtual village or a physical village. We all need to come together and help, because, man, parenting is not easy by itself, much less having a beautiful and special autistic child who we want to give them the best opportunity to be successful still in life, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and it's that virtual community, I think, that has really changed the world and united this community of people who want to help and support families that are affected by autism. So on that note, if you're not getting my weekly emails, you can do so. Just pop onto my website, hopeeducationservices.com, drop your email in. It'll send you my free ebooks, and you'll get connected to my weekly blog post. So thank you so much, John. I hope to connect with everybody there, and we'll